Air pollution is silent yet deadly killer that claims the lives of 1% of the world's population. Of the 30 most air polluted cities in the world, 22 belong in India. Now that's really alarming. The air pollution problem in India is severe as more than 90% of Indians live in areas where the air quality is below the standards set by the World Health Organization. According to Blue Wave Consulting, the air purifiers segment will grow by 24% between 2018 to 2024. A TechSky report claimed that the air purifying market of India will reach $209 million at the end of 2021. So keeping in mind the air where what we are breathing in and how polluted is it, we are today inviting our guest, Deekshith Varaprasad, who is the co-founder of AirOk. Hello, this is Smita Kumar and you're watching Medicircle, and today on our healthcare startup series, as I mentioned, we have Deekshith Varaprasad with us. At IIT Madras, there were 3 students from the Environmental Engineering Department, and those students were working on different projects related to air pollution. Later, they got together to solve this big issue, which is air pollution. Deekshith, along with his co-founders, Pavan Reddy Yasa and Vanam Shravan Krishna, formed AirOk. Deekshith is the co-founder and CEO of AirOk Technologies. He holds a degree from the IIT Madras. Hi, Deekshith. Welcome to Medicircle Healthcare Startup Series.
Hi, Smita.
So pleased to have you with us, Deekshith. As the co-founder of AirOk, tell us more about your venture and its offering and the most important problem of air pollution, which it's going to solve or it is able to address it.
Yeah, thanks for the lovely introduction, Smita. So let's talk about air pollution. So when I had a first thought about how can I actually present this case study? So the first question that came to my mind was like, this is something invisible, and I have to present the case about something which we can't actually see, but which is actually real. So it's quite challenging for me in my initial stage when I'm actually trying to present this case. But like data is something which actually makes the people believe and which make the people to visualize like what actually is happening. So the initial thought was like, let's build some data around it, and let's see how this data is day by day actually deteriorating in terms of atmospheric pollution that is around us, as well as like how this data is actually correlating to the health aspects. So air is something which we have to take every second. So we can't actually, even water, maybe like quite sometimes a day, but air is something which we can't actually afford. It's like continuously we have to breathe. And we need to be very careful like what kind of air we are actually breathing, because it's gonna give us a chronic effect. It's not like a one-time effect. Oh yeah, like I've had a poison, I'm kind of dead. No, it's like a slow poisoning, which we continuously kind of intaking and kind of a deteriorating kind of. So which is a very serious problem, and there should be a solution around it continuously. So AirOk is something that came out of these thoughts. There should be some affordable solution, because it's problem for everyone, not just for the elite or not just for the poor. Actually, it's for every, this should be a continuous problem. At the same time, it should be affordable. These are the 2 pillars that we have kept in mind when we're actually designing the concept and the technology around it. And the second thing that we have considered it was like, when we do the research about like the air pollution, air controlling technologies, there is not much that was been evolved. Generally, people used to talk about HEPA. HEPA means like high efficient particulate arrestor, which is nothing but a cloth or like a fabric clogged into multiple layers. Based upon the clog thickness, they're gonna call it as a grades, H10, H11, H12, H13. So actually these are previously they were going to use in a compressors actually. And eventually, like due to solve this problem, they started applying into the appliances, which call as air purifiers. That's how it's came. So HEPA can only solve the dust issue, not complete air pollution issue. So air pollution doesn't mean only dust. There are like a lot of 100 other parameters actually, which are gonna have the serious effect. So we want to develop a solution, not just for the dust, for the other particles as well, other pollutants as well.
Okay.
So AirOk's product or AirOk's patented technology was like, it's not just gonna solve your dust issue, it's gonna solve your other like 13 pollutant parameters. It can also be solved. So that's the one USP. And we have built that USP around the product and we started commercializing.
Okay. So like, but there are other air purifier startups also, Deekshith. If you go into the market, then there are Aerion Labs and Pram. So what is the unique value proposition which AirOk is have other than other competitors which are already there in this present scenario?
The first thing is design, Smita. So the design itself got 11 patents actually. So it was like every aspect and every part of that product was like thought well. So we took like 2 years actually to come up with this product and the design actually. So the design, the beauty of this design was it can fit, or we can actually integrate any kind of technology into it. So whereas coming to the other two startups which you have mentioned, so those areas was like electronic precipitators, like generally kind of for in a large scale, they wanna use it. And the plan is something for the UV technology which they wanna use. So we come up with a technology where we can actually integrate the solution in any application, and we can easily customize as per the application need. It's not like a one solution for like a, for example, like if you're having a headache, or like if you're having a like some other disease, we can't actually treat like all the diseases with the same medicine. The medicine should be different. Okay. So the beauty of the design was like, if there is a problem of like corrosion in data centers, like, so this we can develop a filter according to that. We can actually integrate it into the solution. If there is a problem of CO2 in the big corporates, is a big issue. So the system we can actually kind of mold according to that, and we can actually solve that. So that's the beauty of this product and this design. So it's application oriented and it can be easily customizable.
Okay. So tell me one thing. So your product is actually measuring also the different micronutrients which are present, microparticles which are present in the air, and finding whether it is going the beyond normal ranges or not, and then acting upon it, or it needs to be done manually every time.
Yeah. So so we have integrated with the PM 2.5 sensor. So we have actually made it in such a way that like if it is like below standard level, it's automatically gets switched off. Okay. If it is actually above standard level, the fan speed gonna increase accordingly. Okay. So we have an automated. Yes.
And are there any client installations, or are there any test cases, use cases which you have?
Lot of use cases. I can even name it actually. Like Amazon. So generally, Amazon is a platform generally people used to sell, right? But like Amazon uses our product. So kind of in all its locations in Noida, Gurgaon, and really like so we install around like 200 purifiers during the season time, and mainly US corporates, MNCs. So we have clients, and we have schools also, clients, and hospitals also. Like we have clients. So the advantage of being with AirOk is like, so we don't see this as a as a problem and as a kind of a business we just have to sell purifiers, Smita. So this is a problem where we need to give the proper education to the customer, especially work environment. So work environment, like you know actually kind of like, it's not like just we'll come and we'll actually mechanically we do come 9 to 5 of them. There are a lot of other aspects that gonna affect psychologically, kind of thing. So the environment should be as clean as possible. That's gonna give us like a lot of productivity actually. So this is a major concern in the US actually. The US people actually very much aware of this actually for the productivity. So there should be a proper education that need to be given to the customer before he is actually taking our solution, and there should be a regular time to time monitoring that need to be taken care. So we treat our clients as a consultants, actually air consultants. So we gonna do air quality monitoring before installing, and we gonna say that this is what you guys are actually breathing, and this is what the solution that you have to be installed in this to actually make sure that this problem is not gonna come. And then after installing, we're gonna again do the air quality monitoring, and we're gonna show them the difference. Yes, this is the difference. And every 45 days we used to go there and we used to monitor again if there is any filter changes or if any additional purifiers that is might be required or kind of thing. So in this way, we treat our customers as a consultants for the over the minimum of 3 to 5 years of period of time.
Okay. And is it also suggested for home usages?
Yes, like in Delhi, like I mean,
Yes, so coming to Delhi, because you have, as you said, you have US-based clients. So how open are the Indian startups and the Indian industries to this? Because you are located in Delhi, which is one of the most polluted cities of India. Like the air quality index of Delhi is generally good around 0 to 50 and to moderate between March to September. But then it drastically deteriorates to poor, which is around 200, 1 to 300. Then again to very poor, 300, 1 to 400. Then again to severe and hazardous. That's 500 plus during October to February. So, are you able to convince your own people who are there in Delhi, or are they open to such kind of solutions?
I can say strongly the people mindset have been changed actually. Recently, like I've been selling this purifier from past 3 years. So initially here I used to target only to the B2B clients actually. So where I used to get enough time for them convincing and to show them. But like the last 2 years, because of this COVID effort or like the kind of sensitivity that in the people was like bit grown actually. So they are like much concerned about like these kind of issues. Whenever they read is, whenever they see some article or whenever they see some related about the air pollution kind of thing. So they started actually Googling and they started finding it out at what are the solutions possibly available. So the last year we have started entering into the B2B and we got a good traction actually. We have sold around like 800 to 900 purifiers actually. But like our purifier is like since it's a kind of a B2B, so in the recent year we have slightly changed as to the B2C as well as slightly modified for the B2C segment as well. And one more thing that like we also brought into the business was like, yes, what you said is right. Like the convincing is easy, but like convincing to the point where they can actually give us the check or like make the purchase is what actually the convincing and that kind of belief in it. So we thought of like let's not like make it as a sale of a product and kind of thing. Let's give them because like they also like looking it as a seasonal product. Okay, like you said, like the graph was like it starts from September, it gonna drastically grow up to like December and the mid-January. So what we thought was like kind of so let's start a subscription as well. So let's not pinch the pockets of the customers like continuously. Yeah, let's not pinch the consumer. So we have started it and exceptionally it did well actually.
Oh, it's going good.
And like I've started it kind of just for a trial actually from but like so we got within a month almost like 800 customers.
Oh, great. So SaaS based business models are
Yes, yes. So that's the one change that we brought into the business, and we are quite happy about the response. So ultimately, like ultimately it's like they're liking it and kind of using it. Obviously if the experience likes, then they're gonna make the purchase.
And there are repeat customers in this, so what is the retention rate?
So once AirOk product was entered into the any customers, so he's like a lifetime customer for me. Because I strongly believe the product will actually speak and filter is a consumable and I'm going to give him the advanced filters. So this is the one more advantage. Thanks that you brought up. This is the one more advantage with the AirOk and kind of R&D oriented or R&D based startups. So the system is same, but like if you buy other product, so they can't give you the advanced technology with the same system. But for AirOk, I can actually give you the advanced technology. For example, like if your problem is like HEPA, you'll get a normal PM 2.5 will be the HEPA filter. But if you have another problem of bacteria, so I can actually develop and I can actually give it to you with the same within the same system.
Customize.
So that's the yes, customizing that level. Yes.
That's great. But definitely we need more information to be shared because I think information is inaccessible to lot many people. That is why like 84% of the total media coverage on air pollution is in English. So that's one very big reason that this problem is it's such a health emergency and we definitely need to consider it very seriously. Moving on to my next question, which is on funding. So your venture has received funds from IIT Madras, Alumni Fund, and SAR Group. So how many funds you have raised so far, and what's the fund utilization plan, or how you have used the funds till now?
So I have raised 2 times actually fund. One at the idea stage. So when it was an idea stage and to develop the concept and kind of thing, that's where like since it's my like kind of a media project. So where I presented the case to IITM incubation cell. So during that point of time, they started a platform where we can actually use the facilities and the labs for the initial development. So that's where I started. So this company with the initial seed fund, and I have developed to the industrial product. I have made a few prototypes and I have developed the industrial product. So once I made the industrial product, then I started showcasing it to the market. So I've got attracted with a lot of market players. So I can't name them all, but like almost like all the market players got attracted to and got me the offers. But like, but my vision and like my mindset was like, this should not be a mere product. Actually, there is a lot of value in it. So that value should not get killed in these like big business giants and the marketing game. So even though it's late or even though it's like kind of a slow, so this value should be kind of carried away with this product.
Sure.
So what you said is exactly right, because there is no awareness and there is no bit of information also. But that doesn't mean that like we are not getting affected by it. We are actually seriously getting affected by it. Like someone have to take the necessary steps in a right way and towards the solution kind of. So this SAR group is like entrepreneur mindset. So when I interacted with them, like I think they were more like entrepreneur mindset, and they welcomed like my thought process.
That's good.
Kind of. So they did, yeah.
So you need to.
So that's the one advantage I got from them.
Because as I said, this is completely something which is invisible, and people definitely don't take it seriously unless and until it is going to make some very, very big harm, or unless and until we come across some information on it. Deekshith, tell us like what are your future scale up and expansion plans?
Sure, Shmita. So I want to actually add one more thing actually. So when you said about the customers, right? So I'm just giving you how interesting the customers would be. So that will be like very interesting actually for you as well. So we think that customer is like not completely aware, but like their sense of observation was to the next level actually. Even though we working like 24/7, we can't actually pick those points actually. One point which I learned from the customer, she is a kid actually. I think like second standard. Whenever actually going for like awareness programs, generally people used to call me like, give me some awareness. So I know I was like kind of a curious actually. Kind of I just given them a kind of a problem statement. Air is invisible. Everyone knows that. Can anyone prove that air is actually polluted? You can't imagine actually. She's like a first class kid. She actually took her paper, a white paper, and this hair oil hota hai na, she just kept the hair oil.
Yeah.
And at the door and the opening, na, she just kept for like 2 to 3 minutes, and some particles got stuck over there.
Okay.
I was like, oh my god. See, I mean, the kind of understanding that kid got, na, she actually gave me a lot of encouragement. Actually, that's the one incident gave me like good encouragement actually. Great. So if I am thinking like it is invisible and I can't do, no, the people actually have their own senses to understand it. I just have to present it in a right direction. So in this is one the customer experience that made me to actually gave me like a lot of kind of motivation. Yes, the people are actually ready to actually take it. We just have to present it. And one more actually, this is also very interesting actually. So I also, even though like I'm from an IIT Madras and kind of being a founder, I also used to go for the calls just to understand like what kind of perception actually. So they always I also will go with the same mindset. So invisible case is scope. So how I can actually make it kind of, this kind of mindset. I mean, like it's like there will be a peak inside my heart, like how can I actually make it? So there is this sweeping people who were in the corporate offices, so kind of thing. No? So she was actually sitting over there, and I was actually present in the case. Kind of the game. She brought the point actually. Say that is a selling point for me. Kind of thing. Sir, I mean, okay, sir, हवा को साफ करते हैं, so air purifier बोलते हैं. Oh, अच्छा sir. Sir, like, oh, okay. कैसे साफ करते हैं? इसके अंदर एक filter होता है. So it's there's a filter inside kind of thing. Oh, okay. Then I was like trying to what kind of particles mean. Then they am selling the dust particles होता है ना छोटा छोटा वाला. So इस सारे को like खत्म करके this they will actually kind of clean all this kind of thing. Oh, then she gave an expression. Oh, sir, Saturday when I leave the office and Monday when I come, there gonna be lot of dust on my desk. Okay, सारे खत्म करते. Yeah, sir. I was like, okay, I got a sale point. So, so this is visible, and she can actually sense it.
Yes.
So this is the sale point which I've been presented to the guy, and it's a sale.
Sure.
So this kind of interesting experience with her, like, so that gives us a lot of motivation actually, and that yes, it's invisible, yes, but like, people can actually, if they have a kind of senses, they can actually feel it and they can actually see it. So kind of thing. So that's how the customer experience is actually. And coming to your questions, like how we want to kind of scale it up. So our principle is like very simple actually. It should be in every home, and we want to do R&D continuously and make it affordable, and we want to bring it to technology in such a way that like where people, they themselves can actually modify, they themselves can actually kind of reuse it. So these kind of thoughts were going on in R&D to kind of make it viable and to increase the market penetration.
Okay. And Deekshith, what were your revenues in FY21 and what are you planning to close at the end of FY 2022?
So from the last 3 years continuously, we were like kind of getting a good revenue, Smithas. Like in 2018 and 19, it was like we were somewhere around like 1.5 year, and with an acquisition of like 400 customers. And 1920 we touched like 2 crores, and like 20 and 21 kind of a COVID pandemic effect. Even that didn't stop us. Like we have reached 2.5. So hopefully, like this 2022, I'm hoping it will touch like 3.5. But let's see. So we are at like I'm at like 2.8 right now. But like hope it's just only like 27 days more, but like
reach and cross 3.5 easily. And what goals does AirOk want to achieve in this year? Because due to the COVID, there has been a lot of changes, especially in the mindsets of the people. Now people are opening up to be more healthier, leading more healthier lives, and these are some of the factors which is very important to have such kind of startups which are having such innovative products. And definitely air quality needs to be improvised, and that is one of the biggest reasons of so many ailments. Like I just shared one data where it is saying that air pollution is the leading risk factor for death. 1 in 8 deaths in India was attributable to the air pollution in 2017. And all the deaths which are happening, about half of these, that is 1.24 million deaths, are of people over the age of 70, making the elderly among the most vulnerable to air pollution. And addition to that is definitely women, children, and low income communities. Also, the very worrisome fact is the average life expectancy of a child is reduced by at least 2.6 years. And additionally, 10% of all under 5 deaths in 2016 were caused by worsening air quality. So it's something there which is definitely not seen, but yes, it is causing such very worrying things which is happening. And air pollution is now considered a complete health emergency, and the outlook from both the rural population and the urban population needs to be changed. With startups like AirOk, definitely things are happening and changing, because here there are 2 3 very important problems. Even if the startups are having a very good solution, the affordability and this giving back against retaining those customers is very important. I think Deekshith has cracked that with his SaaS models, and because it needs to be really affordable, because otherwise there would be very difficult to penetrate, and especially in rural areas. Because if you say about rural India, it is definitely sidelined if we consider a health quality index. Like of the 600 plus air quality monitoring stations which the Central Pollution Control Board, or CP has set up across the country, there are none in rural areas. Now that's one very important fact that I shared, that there are no such any controlling stations which are there in the rural areas. So in such a case, again, the penetration in the rural areas, as I said, accessibility would definitely be a challenge for such startups. But I definitely hope that Deekshith Varaprasad, with his innovative ideas, would be able to penetrate into more such geographies where and in the remotest of pins. So what goals does AirOk want to achieve in this year 2022? Deekshith.
Yeah. One single goal, Smita. So one thing that we strongly believe is like everyone is started getting awareness because of this COVID and this kind of scenarios that they have been certain. So it's become easy for us actually to actually take it the first step actually. So the second thing that we have to do is like kind of we should be like a really affordable, and it should not be a concern for them, like kind of the filter changes frequently or this kind of vision. So we are actually coming with ideas like it's like a self-cleaning filter or modular based filter where for the particular application they can use and they can actually kind of store it. So these kind of ideas we are actually kind of started making it to happen. So maybe like this year. And the second thing is second thing that we want is the SaaS model. We want to take it to the next level. So instead of actually making it only for the Delhi NCR, we want to expand it to the all the other regions as well.
Sure. So any quick message to the fellow entrepreneurs who are watching this video?
So entrepreneur by definition itself is like, so they know like why they have started this. Just like my message is like, don't ever forget why you started. That should be your strong motivation, even though there are ups or there are downs. So just remember why you started and just don't give up.
Definitely. So thank you so much, Deekshith Varaprasad, for joining us at our healthcare startup series. It was really lovely talking to you and knowing more about how startups like AirOk are helping us breathe more fresh air and an air which is really pure. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.